What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So guys, there is this lady who, her name is Ana Akiva. She used to be a very popular model in Brazil. In 2015, she won this very popular contest in Brazil called the Miss Bum Bum contest, all right? And you guys know what bum bum means, so she has those cheeks, all right? But now, let me just discuss what happened after that. She stopped doing that so she could basically become a preacher. And she married a man who was a preacher, a man in the devout. And so the guy was very strict. You know, the guy wanted to basically live a life for God. So, when you're really thotting up, all right, you want to go back to thotting it up. So basically, she divorced the husband. She then went back to making sexual content, not only on Instagram, but on OnlyFans. This lady basically said now that as she stepped down from a role for the pastor out of success, because she's also a pastor too, right? She began seeing that basically, she is more closer to God than ever before. I want you to listen to some of the reasons. She began to see the church as a corrupt environment that is even worse than the secular world because people are preaching one thing and living another. A large part of the church is corrupt. She also blamed her former husband, who she said was keeping her down during the marriage. When I was married, he forbade me to work outside the home and have friends. He lived for his family in his church. Okay? It is difficult to be happy next to someone who controls your life and never puts you up, who calls you rubbish, spits in your face. Many women go through this in the church and suffer in silence, just like me. And so I'm gonna just talk about this for a lot of guys out there. You're dealing with a woman that is somebody who likes to show themselves off. They like dressing very provocative, they're very beautiful, things like that. I think this is a very important conversation for men to have. First of all, a lot of guys are really not man enough to put up with that. Okay. And the reason why you're not man enough is because you know that deep down inside, you feel like she's probably looking for something else. And if you feel that way, you're probably right. You're probably right. Here's what you need to do. In that situation where you feel like you have to be forbidding a woman to do this or forbidding a woman to do that, it just means that, number one, you're not compatible, and number two, she's not tired of doing that stuff yet. Well, she may get tired of it later, but she's not tired of partying. She's not tired of being sexy for other people. She's not tired of it. She doesn't want to live that life for herself, so she can't live for you. A woman needs to live a life for herself. Guys, the older I'm getting, I'm realizing that. Woman needs to want to live her life for herself before she can live for you. That means she already needs to be modest in apparel. That means she already doesn't like partying. She already doesn't like drinking. When a woman is like that, she's easy to be submissive because she's already submitting to what she wants to do herself. So you don't have to do a whole lot of stuff there. All right. It's kind of like getting a good employee who loves what he does. He loves to work. He loves being professional. He's doing that for him, not necessarily you. So that's easy to work with somebody like that. The same in relationships. But when a woman doesn't want to do that, when a woman has no intention on doing that, it becomes very difficult for you and her. All right. Let me talk about this lady who says she feels closer to God than ever before. Well, let me say this. While the church is corrupt, and there are many problems that happen in the church, there are people who are hypocritical in the church. You know where people are hypocritical? On YouTube. Want to know where people are hypocritical at? Instagram. Want to know where people are hypocritical at? Facebook. Want to know where people are hypocritical at? Wherever people are at. Okay. Everybody has a problem with saying one thing and doing another. In hospitals, in the government, in marriages, it's a human thing. All right. So if you're using that as a crutch to get to OnlyFans, guess where people are hypocritical at also? On OnlyFans. It's different from what you said you were going to do as taking a calling to God, because people are always going to do whatever they want to do that has nothing to do what you said that you would do. That's different. What you said what you would do is different. You don't want to do what it is the religion called because you want to thought it up. Just call it like that. It's okay. You want to be on OnlyFans. Now let's say that I feel closer to God by doing sexual content when that is a known sin. Like, we all know that's against what the Bible teaches. But you're okay in basking in that buffoonery just to act like it makes sense when it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. All right? It doesn't make any sense. But it is okay. People can find any way to justify their own shortcomings and blame other people. Blaming the church, blaming the husband, making up a delusional fantasy to fit your own self. And guess what? A person like this will never have any kind of meaningful relationship with anybody because they always have excuses. They're always lying. They're always not telling the truth. They're always being buffoonish. They're always being crooked. They're always going to be able to do that. Anybody that lives this life is always going to do that. They're always going to not be telling the truth about anything. And we need to understand that is how they are, which is okay if that's how you want to be. You need to be very upfront and intentional with that you like lying. Be very upfront and intentional that you just like to do whatever the hell you want to do. You don't want to follow any sort of rules. Now, if your husband was saying those things about you, that wasn't right. Again, and I know that can happen, right? I know that can happen because a lot of guys marry a woman like that that's not compatible for you. All right? It's not compatible for you. You come from a different way of thinking. She's trying to be something that she's not. And men struggle with this. Men struggle dating women that are, sexy or sexy influencers or women who are models. The average man who's a pastor shouldn't even be with a woman that is transitioning from that sort of life. And you're dealing with her because the woman is, very beautiful. She's very fun. Women like that are very fun. And they're exceptional, gifted, usually in the bedroom, where guys like him have not had a chance to experience that. All right? Have not had the chance to, but you're going to end up arguing. You're going to end up cussing her out, yelling, doing things like you shouldn't do because you're stupid, or you shouldn't even be, encountering that kind of person in the first place. This is why a lot of rich people, they build communities away from anybody else who's rich. Why? So they don't get frustrated with those who don't have the same lifestyle or work ethic. That's the reason why. So as a man, we got to be, understanding like, hey, can we deal with it or we can't? If we can't deal with it, then we need to be honest that we can't deal with it. It doesn't make you less than a man. We just can't deal with it. I can't deal with marrying a stripper or an ex-stripper. Like a part of that is still in her, possibly. That might come out in some way I might feel uncomfortable with. So I can be man enough to say, I really don't want to deal with that. Doesn't make me a bad person. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Scare the bell. We're out.